Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is a pick a card reading on what does your inner child need right now. Thank you to the person who requested this pick a card reading. If you would like to request a pick a card reading, all you have to do is DM me on my Instagram at rainbow__harmony or just leave a comment. I do have a list of a bunch of your suggestions and I just use my intuition to do one for you guys. And so I know some of you guys are like, oh, I'm not able to purchase a personal reading, but you can always suggest a pick a card reading. And I have done some on many different topics. I have a whole folder called pick a card readings on my channel with over 200 videos, so check it out if you want more free readings. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and choose a feather or choose a number to get your message. Number 1 is the parrot feather. Number 2 is the crow feather. Number 3 is the hawk feather. And number 4 is the vulture feather. So go ahead and choose. If you choose number 1, we're going to get started right away. And if you choose another number, then head down to the comments below. My lovely subscribers always post the timestamps. Thank you again to those of you guys who help contribute with that. It's very difficult for me to do because I have dyslexia. So thank you for helping out. Also, if anybody wants to know, my earrings are from Weave Gold on Instagram at Weave Gold, and they're handmade. I absolutely love them. They're so durable. I wear them almost every day. They are so worth it, so beautiful. Check it out if you're interested in Weave Gold earrings. One of my clients from my styling business actually makes these. So if you choose number 1, let's get started. If you chose the parrot feather, what does your inner child need right now? Okay, so our inner child usually speaks to us through our inner thoughts, through our inner feelings, through our inner emotions, but sometimes we kind of push that away because we feel like we need to be serious, we need to be adults, we have to focus and just hustle or whatever, but it's still important to listen to our inner child. I always say take the path of your inner child because that will lead you to your dreams. My adult self, you know, and part of the side of me that was kind of brainwashed by society and culture was thinking I needed to stay in one place, I needed to get the house, the white picket fence, I needed to have the kids, I needed to have the husband, which I do have, but you know, I needed to live that traditional life. But my inner child was like, I want to travel, I want to be free, I want to try new things. And when I started taking that path, my whole life just started unfolding in the best way. Opportunities started happening. I started feeling a lot happier. And so following your inner child is truly the path to your happiness. So let's go ahead and read these cards. What does your inner child need right now? Wow. All of these cards are about love. I'm shocked. Like, I've never seen this placement before. This is insane to me right now. So let's go ahead and go through these cards, okay? First of all, in the middle, you're getting the twin flame card. So this could be talking about, yes, your inner child is ready to unite with your twin flame, or it may be a soulmate. If you are in a relationship, this could be talking about embracing love. First, I'm going to be talking about people who aren't in a relationship, like a committed one yet. Maybe you're dating, maybe you're single. I'm going to be talking from that perspective. Then I'll talk about those of you guys who pulled this and you're already in a relationship, okay? So basically, your inner child is ready for a partnership and is ready for you to open your heart to receive love. And your inner child is craving intimacy. We got this intimacy card saying they want that kind of connection and they want to be in a relationship. And so this is the passion card, which also is talking about intimacy and just excitement and that feeling of being with a new love and just feeling supported and just high on life. And you guys know how it is when you first fall in love. It's just blissful, it's exciting, it's what makes life worth living, you know? And so your inner child's ready for that. They want something new, they want something fresh, they want a relationship. And I feel, and this is also the partnership card, you know? There is a little message with this card though that does talk about patience. While the heron stands for committed relationships and partnerships, in fact, one of these birds came and landed in a tree over me and my husband's heads right after we said our vows at our wedding. It was crazy. Like, we were like, oh my God, it's a heron. And it's like my bird, so it was pretty cool. But anyways, this is definitely a message about partnerships and a committed relationship and a marriage, perhaps, or just a committed relationship. But there is a message here about patience, because when the heron fish, they stand and they just kind of blend into their surroundings, and they wait and they wait and they wait, and you almost think that they're asleep. But then right at the perfect moment, they go pop and they grab their fish. So this might be saying to wait for the right moment, or to wait for the right partner. You are really telling the universe what you want when you say no to things. It's really important. The things that you say yes to are important, but what you say no to is important as well. So sometimes you have somebody come across your path that's like Mr. Right Now, but they're not Mr. Right, or Mrs. Right Now, or they right now, you know? So this is saying you've got to be open to say no if you don't think this is the right partner, and to hold out for the best. This is talking about the coming together of two polar opposites, passion and nurturing, and saying like your inner child is ready to be nurtured, and also to nurture and to have a relationship that's like an equal exchange of give and receive. And so it's just a strong message that you're ready for love, you're ready for a partner. And then look, we pulled the twin flame card from my angel deck. How bizarre is that? I made this card because I didn't have any card that just said twin flame besides this one. And I was like, I want a card that when it comes out, I will know for sure this is the person's twin flame, or we're talking about the twin flame. And so this came out. And so your inner child is ready for this. Like your whole body, soul, spirit is ready for this. And then we got the infinity card, which in this context is also talking about twin flame. So this is just very, very interesting to me. If you are in a relationship, trust your heart, because this message could go two ways. It could be that this relationship isn't in alignment with you and you want something different. You want the next level. You want your true twin flame. Maybe you're with a karmic relationship or a soulmate, but you want the twin flame. Maybe you're not really feeling nurtured. Maybe your inner child's trying to tell you, this isn't right, this isn't in alignment, this isn't making me feel safe, you know? So trust that. If you're in a relationship, this could also mean that you're meant to be connecting more, making more time for you guys to go out on dates. There's a lot of nature in these cards, so it could be talking about spending time out in nature with your loved one to just kind of reignite and reawaken the spark in the relationship. I've been with my partner for almost 10 years now, and going out into nature is like our secret. When we go on hikes and we go on walks and we're traveling, we always fall back in love. And it's awesome because we can really feel the sparks fly when we're out in nature. And if we're feeling kind of like we're stuck in a rut or something, it's a great way just to kind of reawaken things, is just to get outside and explore together. Because your inner child and that blissful, youthful side of you comes out when you're in nature. So it could be a message about working on your partnership and just sticking it through and being willing to embrace love. But basically, to put it simply, your inner child is ready for love, romantic love. And so I hope that this message resonates with you. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you next time. Peace out. So for those of you guys who chose number 2, the crow feather, let's go ahead and get your cards. What does your inner child need right now? Oh, wow. So these cards are all about having fun and going on adventures and freedom. So first of all, your inner child wants you to kind of set some goals related to having fun, related to adventures, related to being spontaneous, related to risk-taking, maybe planning vacations or planning traveling or planning like a change, planning to make more friends. It's saying actually set some intentions, maybe on the next moon cycle, or maybe even at the full moon, like do a ritual or something to help bring this energy in and to make this a priority. Not only do you need to set goals and intentions regarding your career, regarding your finances, but it needs to be regarding your spirit and like fun and playfulness and adventure. And so furthermore, we pulled the horse card, and this is a card of travel. I pulled this card every day before I finally booked the traveling that I've been on. And it was a huge sign. I was seeing horses everywhere, and I even wore my horse bracelet to help me manifest travel. And so you could be feeling very connected with the horse, And maybe you can get a horse necklace or something like that if you want to manifest more travel or more adventure. This is talking about freedom and being spontaneous, and so it's definitely a message of travel. Whenever I pull the horse and the fox together, I always know someone's traveling or moving. I don't know if this is necessarily about moving. It could be about moving somewhere that's more fun to you, more creative. For instance, if you're like living in the middle of nowhere in a small town, maybe it's beautiful, maybe it's the country, maybe you love it, but maybe there's part of you that wants to be around more creative people and to have more fun and just like a more festive atmosphere. So maybe moving to a city or somewhere like that will help. And so this is saying it could be talking about a move, but it's usually talking about traveling. Next, we're getting the celebration card and this group of friends. Your inner child, along with this, wants more friends and wants you to be willing to kind of get out of your comfort zone to make more friends. And so if you're like only hanging out with one person or your family or your partner or significant other, and you don't have a group of friends, it's saying your inner child wants a group of friends and wants you to be willing to put yourself out there and try group activities or sign up for an art class or a gym class or something like that to put yourself in a group of people. Like it wants more group activities, it wants more fun. Maybe traveling with friends or a group of people or in a group or something would help you out. And then this is another card about traveling or going somewhere. This is saying to take a risk, to take an adventure, to like have a new beginning, to take a new step. This is basically the Fool in traditional tarot, but in my Wildwood deck it's called the Wanderer, and it's talking about not over analyzing things and just taking a risk and just trying something new and making this your priority, like following your rainbow, following your heart. Definitely about being spontaneous and adventures. Then we see the Otter card, and this is about having fun. It's about not taking life too seriously. And so your inner child is like bored, and it's like, I want to have fun. I want to do something for me. I want to, it's like I want to be the priority right now. And so that is definitely what this card is about. Next, we're seeing change. Another message that your inner child is bored. You're like, I want to change. I don't care what it is. Let's do something crazy. Let me take the wheel. And that is what this card is all about. Next, we're seeing Journey, which is another card about travel or change or going somewhere for fun. We see the Laughter card. They want friendship, they want laughter, they want fun. And then we see the Freedom card. And so, it's very, very clear from these cards that your inner child wants freedom, wants laughter, wants change, wants to go on an adventure, wants to try something new, wants to achieve their dreams, wants some new risks. Maybe wants to go travel abroad or something, wants to have fun and just be in the moment. So try making some of that your priority. Sometimes this can be scary because we're afraid, if I do this, is my whole life gonna fall apart? Am I gonna be irresponsible? Why not just try it? Why not just try? You have nothing to lose. Let your inner child take the wheel for a while and trust yourself that you'll be able to balance this out with your logic and you'll be able to make good decisions. Let your inner child take the wheel and just have fun and make that your priority for like a month and see what happens, because this is actually going to get you into a really positive vibe, and it will improve your career and it will improve other areas of your life, and it will help you attract more opportunities and abundance. So the best thing you can do is to move in this direction. Even if it doesn't seem possible, just start making the steps and it's going to happen. So I hope that this resonates with you. I'm sending you so much love and light with this reading. Peace out. So for those of you guys who choose number 3, the Hawk Feather, what does your inner child need? So this is an interesting message. It's saying that, first of all, your inner child wants a fresh start and wants you to try to put the past behind you, because this is a rebirth period in your life. So they want you to acknowledge that you're at a good place to establish some new beginnings and fresh starts. And there's a lot of tools and materials and supplies available to you to be able to get started. Your inner child wants you to work towards your creativity. I think this is talking about getting some kind of job or maybe a side job going, revolving your creativity and needing to actually hustle and take the steps towards that. So this is actually about anchoring down some kind of idea you've had for a while into the 3D. So you've had an idea, you've been thinking about doing something creative, and they want you to find a way to really work at this every day and turn it into your job. and maybe even move into doing this, something creative full time. There's also a message here about this having to do with your foundation in life, helping make your foundation more stable. So this could affect your home in a positive way, maybe move you into a better situation. Maybe it'll provide more finances or make your home life more stable in some way. And so this is saying this is how you're going to build a foundation in your life. And if you don't feel like your foundation is stable, your inner child could be saying, you know what, maybe it's because you're working towards the wrong thing that's not really, in alignment with your creativity. So whatever you're doing, just keep going, keep up. But I do see on the side working towards something creative. Maybe you're going to write a book or something. Maybe you're going to start acting in theater. Perhaps you're going to do modeling or photography or makeup, or I'm like listing a bunch of stuff I like. Who knows? Maybe you're going to be designing apps or doing robotics or something, or 3D printing, or it could be anything. Have you guys seen my pick a card reading called What Are Your Artistic Gifts? Check that reading out if you're just kind of wanting some pointers on what direction to go in. But for a lot of you guys, this is already popping in your head right now. So listen to your intuition, touch bases with yourself, because chances are you've been getting messages about this for a long time, and your inner child is saying, this is going to be more fun. Like, this is going to be more exciting to, actually do this as your job, something that's creative. And furthermore, we're getting the education card. So your inner child's aware you might need to educate yourself, but it'll be fun educating yourself on something that you love. John actually has been studying astrology like diligently every single day. He has like this whole notebook full of notes. He's excited to be posting more on his channel to help you guys, and he's educating himself right now on something creative, following his inner child. And it's not, he can spend hours at a time doing it. Even though it's like work, it's still fun. And so I think that's what your inner child wants, is work that is fun, and for you to spend time in your spare time educating yourself. Maybe this is about enrolling in a program or a class, but it could be self-education through books and through online tutorials, and through YouTube and stuff like that. And so I do see that. This is the actualization card, saying that your inner child needs you to actually do something. That's how I define this word. Actualization means actually do something about it. Don't just talk about it. Don't just think about it. Do something. Commit to take the first step. And then your inner child is saying this is your purpose, and your inner child really wants to, you to fulfill your purpose. So it might start with some visualization, visualizing this, maybe making a vision board or writing down some goals, and working towards your goals in this area. And so that is what your inner child needs right now, and I hope that resonates with you. Peace out. So for those of you guys who chose number 4, the Vulture Feather, what does your inner child need? This is a very, very interesting message. Okay, so this might sound weird at first, but your inner child, well, I'll start with this card. Your inner child needs healing. That's what your inner child needs. Your inner child wants you to acknowledge some of the stuff that happened in your past, and to stop pushing it down, and to be open to just letting it out so you can just get this out. I went through a lot on my earlier journey, and a lot of trauma. I told you guys some of my story. One day I will tell you guys the whole thing and everything that happened. It's still kind of like #too soon, but it was intense, and so I really do, resonate with a lot of you guys that have been telling me your life story, and telling me the traumas and the abuses and the narcissistic relationships, the toxic things that have happened to you along your path, the addictions, the struggles. Like, I feel for you guys so much, and this channel really is about overcoming this. But I remember at one point in my life, I needed to really acknowledge my pain, because I knew I had gone through all this, but I kept forcing myself to just move past it and to get better, and just shoved it down instead of actually being present with the pain and acknowledging it. And so I always say, before you become a survivor, you must first become a victim. And so I think that your inner child wants you to acknowledge you've been the victim of something, and to really take the time to express this pain. And sometimes we're afraid because we have jobs, we have going to school, we have kids, or we have this or that, and it's like we don't have time for this because we're afraid if we break down that we're not going to be able to accomplish our day-to-day tasks. But you need to trust yourself that you'll be able to balance this. It's okay to go into a depression, and I think if you just face this head on, it'll get worse at first, it'll be really heavy, but you'll come out on the other side doing really well. And so your inner child is saying it's time to grieve, it's time to mourn, to stop putting off your healing process and the grieving cycle. So maybe you're in the denial phase of the grieving cycle. That is the first stage of the grieving cycle, and maybe it's time to move on into the anger and into the sadness, and to grieve this and mourn this, and get your feelings out about this. Maybe get some therapy, or I love Teal Swan. Try Teal Swan's completion process. Read some healing books, do some journaling, make some art, or just lay in bed and cry. I'm getting so many chills because I feel like if you chose this one, this is a strong message to you that you need to cry, and your inner child wants this wound to be acknowledged. I did Teal Swan's completion process once in a meditation that was kind of similar to that, where it was bizarre. I'll just share with you guys. Like, I was in this meditation and I was guided basically to this big pit, and there was like a plank across the pit, and I was instructed by my spirit guide to sit down and like walk across the plank and sit down in the middle. And what I saw in the pit were all these old aspects of me. There was me at 2, there was me at 4 years old, there was me at 5, there was me at 17, there was me at 10. And I was, all of the old versions of me and the child versions and the teenage versions of me were like crying and wailing, and I wanted to go down there and support them and hug them. But my spirit guide said, no, you're simply just supposed to sit here and witness this pain and acknowledge it. And it was the most intense meditation I'd ever done, and I was like crying, it was like intense. But then after I came out of the meditation, I felt so much better, and I was like, being the witness sometimes is just the most important thing. And I was like thinking about it as a victim of abuse and trauma and stuff like that, like I just needed someone to talk to. I needed someone to listen to me. I needed just someone to say, like, I validate you, I believe you. And that's kind of what my husband did for me, my therapist, some of my closest friends. And so that's what your inner child needs sometimes, is just for you to acknowledge the pain, just for you to witness it and make a space for it for a little bit, to stop trying to force your inner child to just get over it and pretend like it didn't happen, so you basically don't like abandon yourself. So this is like some deep shit, number 4. But they're saying this is what you might have been putting off, is death, like you have a fear of death. But they're saying death always leads to rebirth, and once you release your resistance to the mourning and to the pain and to the grieving process and acknowledging some things that have hurt you along the way, you clear out your root chakra. And guess what? Your root chakra is connected to money. So if you do this, you get money. What? So there's actually a literal payoff to doing this type of inner child work. And so do some researching on it. I'm going to be posting videos on it eventually. I have so much I want to share with you guys about healing on this channel. There's just not enough time in a day. I'm going to keep going, keep posting, and I'm going to be doing meditations for you guys on how to heal this in a gentle way. But, best thing you can do is just, if something comes up, don't push it down, cry. If you need to call off work, do it. Just allow yourself the time you need to heal. And this might also be a message to seek out a therapist or a professional to help you through this. And then this is also saying rest. Your inner child needs rest and just wants you to not be afraid that you're going to miss out on life, or that you're going to miss out on things, or you're wasting time, or that you're behind, or you're not doing anything. Stop beating up on yourself. You are not your productivity. Our society, tries to teach us we got to be productive, especially people that live in America. And so just know you are not, your worth is not tied up in your productivity, and it's okay to rest, and it's okay to go through depression. And I had a good 4 or 5 years where I didn't really do shit. I just kind of like worked just enough to keep the bills going, and I just rested. And I'm thankful for that time. If you create that time for yourself, you can slay your goals later. This might mean to not be so hard on yourself, and when you're ready to come out of the cocoon, you will, and you'll become a butterfly. This isn't going to last forever. So maybe you're already going through something like this. Maybe you're already in a depression, and your inner child is just trying to hold your hand and tell you it's okay to go through this. It's actually a really good thing. It's good. You're letting a lot of this out of your head. Sometimes in life you shove things to the back of your mind so you can survive, so you can get through. And once this starts coming out and you start realizing this is going on, and you start grieving and mourning, it's positive because you can let it out and heal yourself and rewire your brain. So your inner child wants you to be patient with yourself as you go through this grieving process, and also to just not be afraid to give yourself some me time. You might be spending time in solitude. Maybe you want friends and stuff, but maybe it's just more important that you give yourself some me time. So get yourself a massage or a gym membership where you can go in the jacuzzi. I don't care if you just go to the gym and you sit in the jacuzzi and that's it, or you just sit in the sauna and that's it. You know, if you have to rest and not really do too much right now, that's okay. You know, get your nails done, get your hair done, like take very good care of yourself. And they're also saying to have the willingness to release all of this, you know, to not carry it around with you every single day anymore, to not define yourself as it. But before you become a survivor, you must first become a victim. So just go through this stage and you will be surviving, and not only that, you will be thriving. And I see a very positive outcome for you here. You have the support of your higher self and your inner child and of the divine and my support. And I'm sending you so much love and light. I hope that this message resonated with you. Peace out.